Hey there, I am Subhav Ramnani, your host for the M.A.M. Show, a series where we dissect the life journeys of people in the medical field and try to gain from the knowledge and experience. Well, today we are going to talk about Studygram. Yes, study and Instagram. Studygram. And for that, we have a very special guest who has a Studygram page of over 25,000 followers. So, without much further ado, let's go on with it. So, Apurva, I hope you're doing well. So, for our audience, just give a brief introduction about yourself.
Alright, so hi everyone, my name is Apurva and I'm a fourth year medical student at Georgia University and I'm so happy to be here.
Okay, so Apurva, today we are going to talk about Studygram. So, I know we cannot put a name or we cannot put a definition to Studygram, but what does Studygram mean to you?
Right, so when I initially started out, Studygram basically meant a space for creators to share their notes, their study spaces, study tips, note taking, styles and stuff. But now I feel like it's a more branched out and very loosely used term. There's many meanings to it. So, yeah.
Oh, okay. So let's talk about you first. So, what motivated you to start your own Studygram journey?
Right, so first of all, it was my friends because they were so
Okay.
tired of me posting all my Studygram kind of pics on my personal account. They're like, we were just, just go and start a Studygram account. And there were a lot of Studygram accounts that I looked up to. So, like Just Me Studying or Mini Studies or Sincerely Nice Chen. These are common
Yeah.
names in the Studygram community, right? You know
Yeah,
these
yeah,
people.
yeah.
So, I was super inspired by these people and I was like, wow, I feel like I could do something like that. And that's just how I started off. Just, sharing my study space or my study notes and like what I'm studying tonight or something like that.
So the friends who were annoying you or were getting annoyed by you, did they follow
Yeah.
you on your Studygram page
Yeah,
eventually?
they do, and all the time, every time, they just comment all sorts of awful stuff on my posts. Like, oh, Purva, you're studying. Oh, I should go use Notability. So it's like, oh, it's annoying. Yeah.
Okay. So apart from the fun side, how do you think we can use Studygram as a productivity tool?
Right. So, in the beginning, when I was like a really, really small account, I had the pressure of, posting regularly to create enough content to be able to, attract people to my study account. So, that pressure of creating content kind of forced me to study because, you can't just keep staging pics without studying all the time, right?
Yeah.
It feels weird, I feel guilty. So, that pressure of posting initially was the thing that pushed me to study. But as my community grew, as I made more friends, as there were, people in my DMs saying, Apurva, you inspire me. And I'm like, me? Like, I inspire you? That's absolutely crazy. Like, I can't believe it. So it was like, having to motivate someone else made me motivated too. So I had to keep myself in check to be able to, motivate other people. So it was like a cycle of motivation.
Okay, but okay, so this has become a cycle of motivation, right? Now that you
Yeah.
are like big on Studygram, you have 25,000
Big.
followers.
Something- oh my
25,000
God.
is big to me. So, what when you had like just your friends following you, just your
Yeah.
friends, there was no not a person who you don't know.
Mm-hmm.
How about then? Like, how did you sustain yourself then?
Mm, I kind of enjoy studying most of the time, except
Okay.
final season. I usually don't mind studying, but like you know, I have nice notes and I have certain study techniques that I feel I could help people. So sharing those things and helping people out and just talking to people, even the few small fan. Oh my god, follower base that I had in the beginning. Oh my god, I need to cut that out.
It's
The
okay.
follower base. But yeah, the few followers that I had from day one, it was just, talking and being friends and just studying together. The 7 day, 7 hours challenge also helped me a lot. So that's something that I started during the quarantine period when I was super demotivated, studying at home all alone all day. It was really bad. So I just suddenly was like, oh, let's do 7 days, 7 hours, where for 7 days we study 7 hours at least. And yeah, that was quite nice because I didn't expect the response that I got. There were a lot of people
Yeah.
studying with me, technically across the world, That was nice. But yeah, also
So
forest. Are you
yeah,
on
talk.
forest?
Yeah, I'm on forest, and these challenges and forest groups, they go hand in hand, right? You
Yeah.
plant a tree together, and
Mm-hmm.
you have these challenges. So tell me more about these challenges. What inspired you to start this challenge, or how did you get this idea? Because I had a challenge of my own.
Yeah.
I was like, wow, I have this brilliant idea. Let's start a challenge. And then I
Mm-hmm.
looked everywhere like, oh, it's already been done. Like,
Yeah, honestly, it came to me on my own too, because it people say it takes 21 days or something to make a
yeah,
habit,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
And in this quarantine, one day felt like 3-4 days to me. So I was like, if I can do something consistently for just 7 days, it's gonna turn into a habit. So, and I couldn't commit myself to 21 days. I think your challenge was much longer, right?
Mine was 21 days. Yours was
Yeah, I
seven
was like,
days.
oh, I can't do 21 days. I was like, wait, 7 days, and I like the number seven. So I was like, 7 days, 7 hours. Let's
Okay,
just
so
go with
so
it.
you also had this brilliant idea on your own to start
Yeah,
a challenge, right?
definitely.
Just like
Yeah.
me.
Yeah.
And then I felt like, oh, now people will see that I'm copying this person. I'm like, no, it
No.
was my idea,
Yeah,
but
I know.
it has
People
already been
come up
done
with stuff.
before.
Yeah.
Okay, and one more thing you talked about in this answer is like, you started Studygram, and like when I asked you, how did you sustain yourself with a few followers? You said you always liked the idea of studying, and you had
Yeah.
pretty, good notes. So,
Oh my
is
god,
it
pretty.
necessary to have good notes to have a Studygram
No.
account? No?
No, I don't think so. I just think it's something that if it's something you enjoy and it's something that's a huge part of your life, I guess. I mean, that's like the main thing in my life right now, studying, right? So
Yeah.
I just wanted to make something out of it. Like Instagram has always been like a huge thing in my life, whether it be my personal account or whether it be Studygram, right? So I just found an outlet to express myself creatively using a Studygram. And my notes are not pretty. Okay, they're just like ordered.
everyone
I don't have
everyone
good
says that.
handwriting. Yeah, honestly I don't have a good handwriting, and it's not pretty and stuff. But like, it's just I don't know. It's it's its own system, I guess. Yeah.
Okay, so if when you say your notes are not pretty, then how do you make it pretty to, get more clicks on your,
Oh yeah.
post, or
I feel
how do
like
you edit your pictures or something like, how do you do that?
I feel like people don't like my photos for my notes or my handwriting. I think they like it more for the aesthetic. I like
Yeah.
photography, right? I like photography, and I kind of have a sense of how to, keep the laptop and put the photos. And my sister helps me a lot. She's also extremely creative. So we kind of just together make a nice photo shoot out of it. I mean, I hope people know that our setups are not this beautiful all the time. Sometimes they are, but usually they're not. Like sometimes I'm just sitting with the candle and I'm like, oh, this looks really nice. Let me just take a photo. But most of the times I have to like, bring those heavy books and like arrange it nicely and be like, okay, now I need to take a photo. But
Now
yeah.
behind the scenes of
Yeah.
Apurva's post.
Oh, it's like 50-50. Okay, it's not 100% stage. But
Okay,
yeah.
so maybe you can say Studygram has also helped you discover new avenues like photography for yourself,
Yeah,
right?
definitely. Like earlier, I used to take photos of myself, of people, but now I have something else, and I really enjoy it. Yeah.
Okay, so this was all about your Studygram account, and you have gone big. Okay, according to me, you've gone big. If you not according to you, so let me know personally, and let others know about some tips to make an impact on your community. How do you feel like, okay, I'm contributing to this, medical Studygram community, or just Studygram community in general? How should we do that?
Alright, so like from day one, the one thing I followed was being authentic to myself. I didn't try to copy anyone else. I didn't bring a white table because I know most Telegrams use a white table.
Yeah.
I did, I just went with whatever I had and used my own style and just, created my own content. It was something that was just me.
Okay.
And yeah, and being authentic and being true to yourself and creating content that is not just for your community but also for yourself. Like it helps you express your creativity or helps you motivate yourself or is a source for you to, write nice captions if you're a great writer. There's so many ways of using Instagram and Studygram to, just create something. So being authentic to yourself and creating good content that helps people and helps you, and most of all posting because you want to and not because you have to.
Okay.
Because of the algorithm. Like, none of us are going to beat it, okay? Let's just talk about this right now. Like, it's not going to happen. Insta is going to be smarter than us. It's not going to work. So just don't think about the algorithm, don't think about the likes, don't think about all of that. It does affect you. I'm not saying it doesn't affect you. I do care about the numbers sometimes. When you create, like, you make a really nice post and it doesn't do well, but then you make another random post with a random quote and people like go crazy over it. I'm like, I spent 3 hours on the previous post and nobody liked it. But in the end, it's just about creating good content, not caring too much about the numbers, and just being true to yourself. Yeah.
So being unique is one thing you need to do. Like you should not copy other Studygrammers.
Yeah,
Even
definitely.
if you can take ideas. Like, I can take ideas from your posts. Like, okay, she is posting herself studying in front of a laptop. Even if I'm not using a laptop, let me just.
That post kind of took off. That was unexpected. Oh, yeah.
So like we can take ideas from other Studygrammers, right? But let's not copy each other and
and let's not repost without credit. Like,
this is one more thing. Yeah, that's annoying.
Yeah.
So now we have all these basics on tips to make an impact on your community. One of them being be very unique with your content. But okay, I take your tip. Okay, Apurva, from today I'm gonna be unique, and I'll have a sense of that this content belongs to me. But how should I stay consistent with it? I don't have ideas every day. I am just a student who wants to study, And so how should I stay consistent with creating this unique content of mine? How? Like, I'm still not consistent, by the way, because I was on Instagram when I started out. Then I gained a bit of followers and I, branched out onto YouTube. Mine was not a Studygram account anyway. But then since I've been on YouTube, I've been super inconsistent on Instagram. So I really need this. So how to stay consistent posting on your Studygram?
Right, so it's honestly really hard to be consistent, like for everyone, right? For me too. I don't post consistently. Like, sometimes when I'm really in the zone and like I have a lot of post ideas coming up and there are people requesting certain posts and I'm like, great, I have so much content to post, then I can post like 2 to 3 times a week, maybe 4 times a week. That's very rare.
Wow.
But like, yeah, it really depends on your creativity and what you feel like posting, what ideas you have. It's important not to be pressured into the idea of having to stay consistent. Like, it is important to stay consistent to grow your account, definitely. But it's also not easy to just, write one big caption after another every single day. Like, we don't have that much inside us to give out, right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, just try to create content whenever you can. And if you have a lot of post ideas all at the same time, just keep them in your notes, collect them, and then slowly, let them out one at a time.
One by one.
Space them out 3-4 days. That helps. And honestly, if you're not consistent for a while, it's absolutely fine, right? It's
so
okay.
There is no rule that post
no hard and fast
have
rule.
one post a week, like something
I
like
know
that.
some accounts have goals, some accounts who like to post every day. That's their thing and it really works for them. So you need to figure out what works for your Insta and how your audience responds to you. So for me, I think posting 3 times a week is fine. For some people, posting every day works really well. For some people, posting just once a month works okay. So you gotta figure it out.
That's sweet.
Yeah.
I have
so
like this.
See.
My posts are still in 2 digits. So.
Oh, I had 3 recently, I think. Yeah.
And that includes my initial days where I was like, okay, I'll post every week.
Mm-hmm.
So, okay, I'll take that into consideration.
But quality over quantity, if your quality is good, it's okay.
Yeah, so I recently, saw a video. I don't know if you know Ali Abdal. He's a very famous person.
I got my iPad because of him.
Yeah, and so he always says, when you're starting out, focus more on quantity. Just churn out the videos, churn out the content. Once you hit like 100 videos on YouTube, or like you have many posts on Instagram, whatever you want to do, then start focusing on the quality.
That's a good
Okay,
thought, yeah.
that's a good thought. I was like, wow, this fits me. Then I saw MKBHD. I don't know if you know him.
I know him too.
You know him.
I love
So-
him. Yeah.
So I saw his video. He was like, he was talking about some YouTubers. I don't know where did I see it, on his live or something. He was like, you should make every video with the best quality you can. Then at that time, maybe you don't have the best mic, the best camera, but whatever you have, make it as good as you can.
Yeah.
So people were like, why? Shouldn't, when you're, new, shouldn't you focus on quantity? It's like, no, because someday some person will come to it, and for that person, that might be the first post or the first video of you he or she is looking at. So if that doesn't make a good impression, that person won't stay or won't subscribe, won't follow you.
100%. Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, quantity, quality, what should I do? Like, I understand quantity, yeah. I need to put out so, people have something to explore on my page. But I need quality also. So I was stuck in this dilemma, and I was like, let's just leave both for now and let me just do my own thing.
I feel like quality is more important. Like, I feel like you're a bit established by now, what? I think you can focus on quality, right?
Yeah,
and I think you do focus on quality. Yeah.
I focus on quality and not quantity. If I would focus on quantity, then I would have a lot of posts. But like people like you, okay, like you, and there are a lot of other Studygrammers. They have good quantity and good quality as well. And I'm like, wow, like it takes effort. I can just say it takes
definitely
effort.
does. Yeah.
It's not easy to
100%.
make quality content regularly, right?
Yeah.
So how, now you've told us how to stay consistent. So okay, I'm first thing, I'm gonna make unique content. I'm gonna stay consistent, but there will come a time when the exam season will hit me hard.
Oh my
I'm
God.
like, I don't know what Instagram is now for 1 month, so don't bother me. So how should I maintain my Studygram during the exam season specifically? Like, how?
Right. So I had like the worst exam season of my life just this month. Okay.
Yeah,
so I was off Instagram. Like, I think everybody knows because I was crying about it on my stories all the time. Like, I have the worst exam season. I hate my life.
But still,
yeah,
that made your Studygram active. Like, if you're crying about it, that's still,
I
that
actually
is still
don't like to
active.
cry about it usually, but like, oh my god, it was crazy. But I took a break. I think it was the first time since I started my account that I took a whole month off from posting. But I was consistently posting on my stories just because I like to post.
So do you announce that, like, I know for YouTube, when someone has a schedule that they post once a week every Friday 10 p.m, let's say.
Yeah.
So when they are taking a break, they're like, okay, they put out a video, like, or put out a story that I'm taking a break for my exams and I'll be back next month. So do you do the same for your Studygram or what?
No, I actually don't have a fixed schedule for posting, so I don't feel the need to. But I did announce, like, I might be a bit gone for a while. But yeah, it was okay. So basically, during exams, if you feel like you need to step back and take a break from Insta, it's okay. And sometimes it's important to tell yourself that it's okay, because you feel the pressure and the need to be consistent. But at the end of the day, your first priority is your studies. Like, your Studygram cannot be your Studygram without you studying, right?
Yeah, okay.
So you need to go and study and like do your finals well. So
that
yeah,
makes sense.
I feel like your first priority is your Studygram. And if you still really want to be consistent, what I suggest is when you shoot pictures for your Studygram, shoot them in batches, so you don't have to spend too much. I feel like most of the time goes in taking the photo rather than writing the caption. So if you have a bunch of pics ready already, you can just use those and post them with a nice caption during your final season, which is what I did until now. during my other final season. But this one was absolute hell. So I was like, this is it. I'm going for a while. And yeah, it was nice to take a break, but I really miss posting. So like Studygram withdrawal, that's what I call it. So so I was like, okay, I'm just going to post in my stories, because stories interaction keeps your account alive too. Yeah. So, and I like being able to, be in touch with people who I talk to a lot now, like almost as much as I talk to my regular life friends. So it's like, yeah, it's a nice comfort.
Okay,
Yeah.
so it's the main point is it's okay to take
Yeah.
a step back during your
100%.
exam.
Your first priority is your studies, It
Okay.
honestly, taking a break made me realize, like, wow, okay, my Studygram is not my goal in life. Studying is the goal, right? I need to study and do well. That's more important. But yeah.
Okay. So, next question we have is how to increase your growth on your Studygram, because there will come times that you will feel demotivated, like, only 50 people are seeing my post. I have 200 followers, but 50 people see my post. I have 5,000 followers, but 500 people see my post. You will always have this, like this dilemma, like, why aren't those 5,000 people, all
People
of them,
seeing, right?
people seeing my post, and after seeing, why aren't they liking it, like why aren't they commenting on it? I have like 2
Yeah.
comments on my post, or something like that. There will come a time, no matter how much you say you don't care about
100%.
likes, comments, followers,
Yeah,
there will come a time when you will. So how to, first of all, how to not care about it, and second, how to increase your Studygram growth?
Right. So to increase your growth, I'm going to answer it the reverse. But to increase your growth, I have
Okay.
like 3 main tips that I think really helped me, like personally. So first, what I spoke about earlier is be authentic, be true to yourself, create good content. Okay, don't create content just for the sake of creating content. The second thing, which is the most important, is interaction. You have to interact with other Studygram accounts, with other just accounts, and like comment, like, share, so people get familiar with you, like, oh, there's this person, there's this Telegram who comments, oh, I really like them, and you build connections and you make like friends, and people who are actually your friends, not just online friends, right? And that's really nice. Honestly, the community is very welcoming, and interacting helps your account grow, helps their account grow. Eventually they'll just give you shout outs on their own because they like your account, you're creating good content, and you're interacting, you're doing well. And third, and I think this is the sad part, is that we have to be patient. We have to wait for your account to grow. It took my account almost over a year to hit 10K, and and after that it just went up on its own. So it really depends. For some accounts it goes up really fast, for some it takes time, and you just have to be patient and wait it out and see how it goes. If something's not working, maybe try a different strategy. If these kind of photos don't do well, maybe try a different angle, try a different setup, just things like that. And most importantly, numbers and followers and all these things do affect you, but at the end of the day, they do not determine your validity. You are you, and you are smart, and you're doing great in school. And just because you have 50 followers doesn't mean you're stupid, right? Followers do not determine your self-worth, and they should not. It's easy for me to say it, and honestly sometimes it does affect you, but you have to keep reminding yourself, and that can only come from you. Like, I can't say it now, it's just gonna hit you. You have to tell yourself that it's okay. Instagram is just Instagram. It's just social media. It's numbers. My mom keeps telling me, I'm like, oh mom, I hit 25,000 followers. She's like, shut up, okay? It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. I'm like, okay, fine, it doesn't matter. Fine, I'm going. So yeah, you should tell your parents. They'll remind you of your worth. 100%. But
especially when you have Indian parents, right?
Yeah, honestly. And yeah, another thing is that using the right hashtags can help. Using good hashtags, just don't use too many.
So how to find good hashtags? Because I've seen there are programs that can generate, or you can find good hashtags. So how do you find good hashtags?
Idea. I usually use hashtags based on what I'm posting, based on what my photo has and stuff. And I have few hashtags that I use all the time. So basically I've used a different combination of hashtags for different posts, seen which work, and then just gone with it.
So for example, if you have, let's say, iPhone in your post, so that's a pretty vague hashtag, people with photography, people with Studygram, people with buying a new iPhone, all will have that hashtag. You'll have millions of posts. So should you refrain yourself from posting, like putting this hashtag iPhone, or should you stick to the very niche, like Studygram, like hashtags which are very niche to you?
I honestly, I'm not too sure. I feel like I don't know enough about this. I usually just go like randomly, like, oh, I want to pick these hashtags, so let's go with it. I have a set hashtags in my notes and I copy paste out of pure laziness. But like, I get your point. So if I have an iPhone, or like if I'm using forest in my photo, then I will hashtag forest or hashtag iPhone,
Okay.
and maybe hashtag the model that I'm using. It really depends. If I have notability, then I will definitely hashtag notability. But if I have notability and not good notes, then I'm not going to hashtag good notes. You know, you have to be specific to your post. I feel like that makes a bit of a difference. Not a huge difference, but like the smallest things count.
Because how I noticed, like people, like, okay, I'm like you. I don't I don't search for hashtags which are the perfect ones. If you want growth, many people will say you should do that, okay? But I don't do that. One, laziness, and second, I'm like, let's just go with the flow, whatever. If I'm posting about Anki, I'll just write hashtag Anki, hashtag MS1, MS2, whatever the Anki is for, like something like that. But how I got to know about it, like, people use the most popular hashtags no matter the content they are posting, So I have my hashtag of my challenge, the MAM 21 challenge. So I follow my hashtag, obviously, to check who are doing my challenge, and if they are posting not on stories but as a post. So there are a lot of posts now, posts with that hashtag. And I see posts like, these people are not doing MAM 21 challenge. They don't even follow me. They don't even know what is MAM 21 challenge. But somehow on their posts they have this hashtag. I'm like, why? I mean, it's good. You are increasing, my reach. Someone might click on that hashtag, find me from there. I'm happy you did that. Thank you. But like, why should you do that? So then I was like, that made me realize you should not use, vague hashtags which your content is not about. You should stick to your... I feel like
every account is so individual. I don't know how Insta's algorithm works. You really have to experiment and see what works for you, honestly.
And I'm sure Instagram will disappoint you in the end. Like one day, one day you will feel like, wow, I worked
so hard.
I worked so hard. I worked so hard for this post, and no one saw that. And as you said, something I did just in
I feel like 10 minutes. To the post I work hard on. If I don't work hard on a post, it'll do so great. And I'm like, do you not see the effort? But it's okay. You're posting for yourself and your few followers who see every single post and like every single post. Your core community, I guess.
Okay. So your core community cares about you no matter what. Okay, so we have seen how to increase your growth on Studygram, but when you increase your growth on Studygram, you start getting popular among the community. Then you have other avenues to inspect, like making money through Studygram. So how do you do that? Your goal, okay, let me specify. Your goal with your Studygram should not be to make money.
100%.
But it is a very good secondary thing to have with your account, right? So how do you do that?
For students, right? It's okay. Like every cent counts. If somebody wants to pay you to promote their content, it's worth considering, honestly.
Of course.
We don't get paid anything right now. So
we just post because we want to.
I know, for free, for everything.
Yeah, for free. We deserve some money. Instagram, start paying us, okay?
But I didn't get paid until I hit 10K, and I thought that was a very normal thing. But like recently, I found it's like people get paid at like any amount of followers. It doesn't matter. So I don't know. That's really good for them. But I didn't get paid until 10K, and even now I don't really get paid much at all because one, I don't know how much to ask for. Can somebody specify the rates? I don't know how much is okay.
Like there is no base. Like, should I ask for this much or should I Like,
Like, is that,
yeah, I can literally be, this is too low or this is too high. Like,
exactly.
there is
And
no
usually I quote
medium
the too
ground.
low price because I'm like so guilty. Like, oh my god, these people want to pay me for something. I would just post for free. They don't know me. I have no sense of finance. But like I told my dad, I'm like, oh, I asked this much, and he's like, what? Only this much? And he's like, what's wrong with you? I'm like, I don't know. And you know what? Instead of changing the price the next time, I asked the same amount. So it's like I'm never gonna learn. So whatever. But yeah, paid collaborations, one, are hard to come by. And two, most of the time I just ask for a free subscription instead because I find that more useful. I'm like, if you want me to promote, I'll just get a free subscription instead. That's one way of going about it. But yeah, if you want to do paid promotions, go for it. But make sure like the company or whoever you're working for is a legit company and they have good values and you agree with their values, like your values align and stuff. There's many things to consider. And like the legit part is important because sometimes, I don't know, random companies do approach you.
Yeah.
Right? So you have to vet them out. But yeah.
So should you approach the companies or should you wait for them to approach you?
I personally find it very awkward to approach. I've tried approaching this one or two company that I really wanted to work with. That didn't work out. With one it did. But I feel like it works out better when they approach you because it already shows they're willing to work with you. If you really want to get working with some company, maybe you can comment on their posts or like their posts. And if you're really like super into them, you could just shoot them a DM like, hi, are you interested in any collaborations or something. Like, I didn't know this. I had to ask fellow Studygrammers like, how do you do this? And yeah, honestly, that's why having Studygram friends is good because some people know things and some people don't, and then you just exchange information and learn from each other.
Okay, so one way is sponsorships, like people want to promote on your page. Second is doing a giveaway kind of thing, or you getting a subscription of your own, right? That's one
that
way.
Depends on what they're offering and what you are in the position to ask, right?
What about some other ways, if there are, like maybe affiliate marketing or something like that?
So there's affiliate marketing is when like affiliate marketing is when like you have a link and if people use that link you get like a small amount of money. Honestly, from my personal experience, it's just enough money to buy a cup of coffee. That's one way of going about it.
That reminds me, cup of coffee. There's one thing, buy me a coffee, right?
I've never tried it.
I have never tried it, but I saw it somewhere and I downloaded their application, but I still haven't signed up for it. So do you have any ideas about it?
I honestly don't. I know some YouTubers do it, right? And some gaming streamers, I think. I don't really know. But I feel like as a Studygram, am I in the position to ask money? And honestly, I don't know. This money thing is so confusing and like a bit awkward and touching weird topics. I'm just like, I don't know. Like if they want to give it to me, then I'll take it. I'm not going to ask. It's weird. But yeah.
Okay. So making money through Studygram isn't a priority, but it's good. The end point
hustle,
is that.
If you can. Hustle. Why not, right?
Yeah. And sponsorships are an affiliate and subscriptions
so many
and
different
all.
Things. Yeah. Usually the company will explain their terms to you and maybe there's going to be a contract to sign and stuff.
Okay, what if a company approaches you to, let's say, promote or do a giveaway, but that really doesn't align with your account? For example, if you have a sketchy medical giveaway, you'll do it in a second because you use it. Yeah. Sketchy medical too. But if some random, let's say weight loss company comes to you and say, we want to promote on your page, they are very keen about it. I don't know why they would be on a Studygram, but they are. So what should you do then? When basically my question is, when their product is not really aligning with your account, should you go ahead and promote it like it'll be something new, or should you just no?
That depends on your values and your research. If you feel like that company is okay and if your research is like, oh, they're fine and you don't mind doing it, then go for it. There's no hard and fast rule. For me personally, if I don't feel comfortable with the company's offer, I just let them know, hi, sorry, I'm not interested, thank you for offering, and that's it. Nobody can
Okay.
force you.
Okay, so it depends on person to person, right?
Yeah, definitely.
There is no fixed set of rules for this.
No.
Okay,
But it's always
so
good to be cautious. It's social
yeah,
media, right?
yeah.
It's dangerous.
Then that brings me to my next question. Be cautious on your social media. So
Yeah.
there is this dilemma among Studygrammers. Should you disclose your identity on Studygram or no? Because I think there is a 50-50 or maybe a 60-40 split of people who have not yet disclosed their identity. Even big accounts, they are still carrying away without their face, without their name.
Yeah.
So, but like you, people know you, and if they don't, they will definitely know you now. So, what is your say on this? Should you disclose your identity on your Studygram or no?
Again, it's very personal to you, right? Honestly, when I first started the whole Studygram thing, I didn't even know, and I didn't even think about being anonymous. I was like, now I'm like, wait, I could have just been anonymous. Why didn't I do it? And like a lot of people who show their face don't show their university and stuff. That's also something to consider because some universities are not cool with this. So I didn't. Yeah. Some universities are not cool with the medical students' social media presence. So you need to know if it's still with your university or not. I kind of just went with it, and like thankfully it turned out okay for me. I had no idea. But for me, like my main selling point I guess, is that like I'm a medical student studying in China. So having my uni name out there was kind of helpful for me, and like for students to understand where I'm coming from. But a lot of students don't share their university. A lot of students don't even share their name, and I think that's totally cool. Yeah, you need to decide what you want. But my God, I wish I had considered it. I don't mind it. I've always been a very open person. Yeah, I've been super open. My personal account is super open. But I had to make that private after I started my studying. You have to think and all. But yeah, I feel like being public, you have to be a little more cautious about what you say and what you share. I mean, even people who are anonymous are cautious. But with your face and your identity out there, you have to think a bit more. But yeah, really, before you study Studygram, you need to consider where you want to take it. And
So this can be, let's say, if we divide it into pros and cons of disclosing your identity. A con can be you have to be a little bit more cautious what you say, what you write, what you post. But what can be the pros of disclosing your identity?
I feel like people get to know you very personally.
They connect with you more, maybe.
Yeah, a bit more. Yeah, it's not always. Okay, it's not a very generalized thing. It's sometimes. See, I have to be very cautious about what I say because I don't want to offend anyone. But like, I feel like
okay, let's just stick to your opinion, and opinions can differ. So if you would want to follow a Studygram account, would you be more? Let's say they have the similar type of content, similar type of followers, similar type of posts. Would you be more willing to follow someone who you can put a name on, or would you follow the other one?
I feel like there's no bias as such for me.
No bias.
Absolutely not. Yeah.
So both are cool.
Yeah, both are absolutely fine. I feel like I remember accounts by their username, usually not their names. But like,
I'm today chatting with Appystudiesmed.
Yeah,
not
exactly.
Apurva.
Yeah, and a lot of people call me Appy actually, so I'm like, okay, cool, let's go with it.
Tell me something about how did you come up with this name, Appystudiesmed?
Right. So I'm just gonna give a shout out to my friend Rahul, who started calling me this in high school, and it's stuck ever since then. Like for Apurva, usually you would think it's Apu or something.
Yeah.
But he just called me Appy, and it's stuck since then. Yeah.
So you just made it Appystudiesmed.
Yeah, because I have a different account which also has all my accounts have Appy in it. So I was like, so my name earlier was Happy Studies.
That's actually good,
Really?
I kind of connect with. I like the vibe of Happy
Studies.
Yeah.
Too much pressure to be happy. I'm usually sad and like grumpy, so I'm like, well, let's just go to Appystudiesmed, and yeah, I just kind of stuck with it.
Wow, Happy. Seems nice, right?
Yeah.
You should maybe Now
Switchback?
that we all know, no, not switchback. But maybe you can tell your all your followers, your Studygram account that I had considered this maybe.
No,
And
that
maybe
was my name. Happy Studies was my name initially, and like I think
you
3 or
changed
4
it
months.
to.
Appystudiesmed. Yeah, it took
What
me
made you
3 months
change?
or
What
something.
made you change?
I feel like I got pretty focused on medicine rather than just studying. It was more medical content, so I was like, why not? Yeah.
Happy.
Ever since that,
I
I
like
can't
it.
come up with a new name. This is it. Appystudiesmed. That's the end.
Okay, so we've discussed if you should disclose your identity on your Studygram, but there are still some things, even when you don't disclose your identity, there are some things you should maybe not do on a Studygram. So tell us about that. Some things you should stay away from or refrain from on your Studygram account.
Right. So whether you're like a known, like if you have your face out there or whether you don't, I think it's just general courtesy. From my personal experience, it's good to not ask for shout-outs to people on their own, right?
Thank
I
you.
have gotten I've gotten requests from people who don't even follow me asking
Yeah.
me for a shout. I'm like, if you followed me, maybe I'd think about it, but you don't even follow me. So man, that's weird. It kind of puts you off. Not just me, I'm sure it puts off a lot of Studygrammers, a lot of just accounts, Instagram accounts out there, right? So yeah, asking for shoutouts usually doesn't work out. Asking for shoutouts with people you're friends with, that's a different story. Usually on Follow Fridays, I think there are chains where you give shout out for shout out.
Yeah.
But these are people you talk to and you're friends with. That's different. But you have to first establish that connection before you get on that level, right? So I feel like waiting for genuine shout outs, which come automatically when you're creating good content and are interacting, they help a lot more. And doesn't it feel nicer when somebody who's giving you a shout out without you even asking? That means like you're on the right path, right? You're creating good content and you're getting noticed. That's also a big motivation for you. So if you feel like you need to reach out more, like your account's not growing, I feel like commenting on other people's posts, like actual genuine comments after reading their caption that they've put in hard effort for, that will go a long way, definitely. And sharing other people's content that you like. So, just interact, like genuinely interact. Don't just do it for the heck of it.
So just don't ask for shout-outs
Shout-outs,
unless you
yeah,
have
don't.
established connection with the person.
Yeah.
Okay, and what about these, let's say these trends on Studygram account? You've tagged me a couple of times. Okay, like I'm studying. What are you doing?
I kind of like
then
that
you tag
trend.
3 accounts, and then I do the same thing, and I tag 3 accounts or something like
It's
that.
a nice chain.
Yeah, it's a nice chain. Like I got like a couple from you, a couple from other Studygrammers. I was like, it's nice. So who decides these trends? Like,
I have no idea. I feel like it just starts from somewhere and then people pick it up, right? I don't like to do all of them. Sometimes it gets a bit too much, but there are some fun ones that people do. I like the "What are you up to" is my favorite one, definitely.
Yeah.
Right. It's a nice way to get exposure, give exposure. It's nice.
Then there is one more, like for example, a Studygram bingo, or like they make a question sheet or something like tick if you have done this, and then they
that's
write
fun.
template by Appystudiesmed, let's say, whatever.
Oh yeah,
So
I've never made one. And
I've never made one, but what are your views on that? Like,
That's cool.
should you do that to increase your growth if you are really stuck at a point?
Oh, honestly, whenever I've done this, I've never done it as a growth mindset. I've just done it because I want to just talk to my friends, be like, hey, what are you up to? Or like, hey, I feel like this bingo, maybe this account would enjoy doing it. Or maybe like, if I haven't talked to somebody in a long time, I try to tag them. So, we get talking again just because I miss talking to them, I guess. But yeah, so you can use it as a growth way, or you could just use it to just be friends with people. Yeah.
Okay, so are there any other things you should not do on Studygram, barring asking for a shout out, apart from that?
Yeah, like I said, the reposting thing, don't repost without permission. That's one thing. But to protect yourself, you should watermark your photos, which I forget to do sometimes. Watermarking your photos is important. I don't know if it helps much, but it's important.
So, what if you find someone using your content without
I've had it a
crediting
couple
you?
of times. Yeah, it's annoying.
So
Really
what
rude.
what is your plan of action then? What do you do?
DM like, hello, please, can you take off my content? Yeah, usually they're nice. They are okay with it. But sometimes twice or thrice people have started an account with my name, with my profile pic. I'm like, what is this? This is weird. But yeah, so usually then I have a close friend story where I ask fellow friends to just go report the account. I think you've reported accounts for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's how it goes. Yeah.
Okay. So what if the person says like, I'm sorry, I'll give a credit to you. Like I'll write that this post is by. Are you okay with that or no?
Oh, yeah.
You specifically, not generally people. What do you do?
Okay, so if people ask me for permission nicely and I see they're an okay account, I say okay. Usually I don't like it when people repost my content. But if after reposting they are like, oh, I'll tag you now, I usually ask them to take it off because they didn't ask me in the first place. But sometimes if I'm really like lazy and I'm totally not in the mood, I just fine, give me the tag and go. I'm so tired of this. But yeah, it doesn't happen a lot, honestly.
Yeah. But what if, let's say, I were an anonymous account and I were to ask you, can I really like this post of you standing in front of your laptop? Can I use this and credit you? What would you say? Yes or no?
There are certain accounts who repost other accounts' posts.
Yeah. So for example, I'm like, that account.
Then I'm okay.
Then you're fine. Okay.
Just make sure you tag me. Yeah.
That's it. That's your requirement.
Yeah.
Okay. Because I think I saw some. Yeah. So I'm telling you my experience. I saw someone tag me. I didn't know this existed. My whole YouTube video on IGTV posted by someone claiming it was them.
Oh my god.
Like they had no face on it, so they put my face like on it. Like, okay, I'm that person, and my whole YouTube video was there. I was like, excuse me.
That's too much. The whole YouTube video is a bit. Wow. That's crazy.
Someone caught it and sent it to me, and I was like, oh, thank you.
Yeah, I'm so thankful for the followers who catch stuff that I'm definitely not gonna catch.
Yeah.
Like somebody's on Pinterest sending me this for like, oh, where did you post it? And I'm like, no, I didn't, but I'm like too lazy to go and track that person down to take it off. Like I wish just people had the basic decency to give you credit if they're gonna repost, But yeah.
Many people use Pinterest for ideas. Do you do that?
No, I'm not a big Pinterest person. My Pinterest is for personal reasons, not for Studygram.
I don't even have a Pinterest.
Pinterest, so. I don't care about it.
So if you would say like, yeah, I use Pinterest all the time for my ideas, I would go now after this podcast and okay.
But you can check out Pinterest. Pinterest has some really good collections. Yeah, why not?
Okay, I'll see.
I usually take inspiration from fellow Studygrammers.
Like,
content-wise.
I want to post with a laptop,
Yeah, that post, that YouTube chill girl, I don't know what is it called. I think just trying to comment. That
lo-fi girl.
Yeah, lo-fi, right. I didn't expect that, but yeah. That was my sister, like that was completely her idea. Like, oh, why don't you sit and do it? I'm like, okay, I'll sit and do it. That was nice.
If there's a lo-fi guy, let me know.
There are lo-fi guys, I think.
Yeah?
Yeah. You should do it.
That's good. Oh, lo-fi reminds me, many Studygrammers are doing live streams, like, study live with me, maybe on YouTube, on Twitch, or just on Forest. So, is that something that interests you? You might do it in the future?
Right, so I've been thinking about starting my own YouTube account, but I don't know what to post yet because I haven't written step 1. Like, I don't have any legit tips until I pass the test, right? So I'm like, should I just do live streams? But honestly, live streams kind of stress me out. I know some accounts who do it, and I really like watching their live streams, but personally, I don't feel like it is something. I'd be looking at the camera too often, like, do I look okay? Like, is the angle fine? And I feel like I couldn't focus. Even when I take time lapses, like for reels, I'm like, I'm just hitting again on my Anki too many times. Like, these people are gonna see I'm so stupid. So it's like so much stress. Yeah, so I don't think it's something I'm gonna do. Not really.
But you should start a YouTube account.
Yeah, maybe, hopefully.
This is your YouTube debut.
Yeah, this is my...
your
I'm
YouTube
so excited.
Debut. Okay. So if you just give her a subscribe.
Yeah, I don't even have
I
an
know
account
like
yet.
her 25,000 followers will give her a subscribe, but
Yeah.
as soon as you if you happen to create an account by the
Yeah.
time this video goes live, then
I'll make a channel. Yeah.
okay, then go hit subscribe and you'll see awesome content like on her Studygram very soon.
Very soon.
That's a good thing you said, that you don't have any credibility, you feel, to give out tips.
Actually, one of the followers said that to me, and I honestly believe it too. Until I do well in an exam, I can't give tips on that exam, right? I can maybe talk about how I'm studying it, but to make a YouTube account is a YouTube video on it is a big step. And
so maybe you've set this bar for yourself that okay, until I pass step 1, I don't feel credible enough.
Yeah.
But do you feel maybe for some person getting into med school is a
course.
success in itself? So you
100%.
are past that stage.
Yeah,
So why don't you feel credible enough to?
Yeah, I could talk
now?
about studying pharmacology if that's something people like. I like studying pharm. Maybe I could do that. Yeah,
I think you are credible. You are credible enough to at least give study tips. I mean, you have a big Studygram account. If anything, study tips is the number one thing.
Yeah,
you should definitely feel credible. I'm just motivating you to start your YouTube account.
Yeah, I would really. That's a good idea. I never thought, because for me in my head and my life, everything is step 1. Everything is like, until I pass this exam, step 1 is everything for me, which is so unhealthy. But
even
that's how it is.
Now it's gonna be pass and fail, and maybe your things will.
No, but I don't want to take pass and fail. I want to I want to finish it off this year because I've been dragging it on for so long. It's been too long for me.
I felt the same thing. Like I want to start a YouTube account, but my first video will be how I got 250 plus on my step 1. Then I was like, that's way too long now. I need to graduate, then I'll take step 1. Let me just start now without any credibility to my name, and I'll build credibility on my own.
Studying in med school is credible enough, like you said. That's
I felt that. I felt that. Okay, I felt that I am a student in a medical school. I think that's enough for me.
Yeah,
I've set the bar too low for me, I know. But
I feel like we are harder on ourselves than anyone else.
Yeah. So that's why I started, and that's why I was like, you can do that too, maybe.
No, I'll do it. I have to come up with an opening line and an intro, and I'll do it.
And then I feel good about it, because if I would have waited, for that video how I got 250, then I was like, I would be like, how I passed US Family step 1. I'd be like, what a video. But
I've also read somewhere that when you keep waiting for something to happen, your entire life until a thing happens is just, it's so restless, right? You feel so anxious like for that thing to happen. You should just start now, and I'm gonna take that tip and start my YouTube account.
Okay. So I think we've discussed everything about Studygram, right?
Yeah.
So what are your future goals with your Studygram account?
Right. I feel like we touched upon that a little bit too. But so like I said, I'm going to start my focused step 1 studying, which is like really get into it. So I'm going to be focusing on that a bit. And I'm thinking of talking a bit more about how I study Chinese, because when I tell people I study in China, they're like, oh, you speak Chinese? I'm like, yeah, I read, write, and everything. Though my Chinese is not good. Like, let me say it now before my friends come and bully me in the comments of this video. My Chinese is not good at all, okay? But like, we have to pass a language test. Like, we have IELTS and TOEFL, so we have HSK form. So if I have to study for that, I need to I will be studying for that, so I can talk a bit about that. And then YouTube is something I'm considering. So now, which I think I'm going to be doing after this video. So those are my future
please
goals.
Subscribe to her channel. Link will be down in the description box below.
But that's about it.
So that's your future goals with your Studygram. Okay, I think that's it. And do you have some message for new budding Studygrammers who are inspired by you and this podcast, and they're like, okay, I'm gonna start a Studygram account? So send a message for them.
Okay, so first, work hard, stay true to yourself, create good content and don't be stressed about the numbers. The numbers go up and down. So that's not going to be consistent. What's going to be consistent is your brand, your own original content and what you share. So it's not just for the community and for your audience, but it's for yourself too. So don't forget that. Yeah, all the best.
Okay, that's about it.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.